Samantha writes on Facebook, I have no faith that justice will be served. When has it ever been in these cases? The legal system does not care that white cops kill and or assault black people with impunity. Are you hearing from the prosecutors in this case any attempt to moderate people's expectations?
No, they've said that they're ready to go to trial anytime, and that they're going to, obviously do the best they can to prosecute this. I mean, their expectation is that, they not only have the state attorney general working on this, but experienced county attorneys, and then, private attorneys who are working pro bono. It's a lot of firepower on their side. So, I think they're pretty more focused on the prosecution than they are on, trying to moderate the public's, expectations about this.
We also got this message from Jeremy on Facebook who says, the question a ton of people don't seem to be willing to answer is, should police officers be held to a higher standard of behavior than the average citizen or not? How is that question playing out in Minnesota?
That's not actually a question.
I think over the years, we were talking about the 3 previous cases where officers have been charged in cases where they took someone's life. This will be the 4th trial in the last 5 years. And before that, there were none. So, to some degree, the criminal justice system seems to be at least responding in the charging phase. And it will really be decided by the jurors in this case, whether or not the law, according to the statute, they find a guilty verdict in any of these charges.
Have there been any significant changes to policing in Minnesota?
There have been quite a few. So at the city level, there have been quite a few policy changes around use of force and things like that. At the state level, there's been an order, at least for the NPD, not to use a chokehold. And then there was a bill about police accountability that was passed just last time the legislature convened. So there have been some sort of changes, and more are in the works, including in Minneapolis. And that's, for instance, they're trying to change the city's charter, its constitution, essentially, to create a Department of Public Safety that they say will, transfer a lot of the responsibilities of police in the city over to, say, social services or almost social workers, or, just less force-oriented public safety.
That's John Collins. He's class and criminal justice reporter with Minnesota Public Radio. He also co-created the Peabody Award-winning 74 Seconds podcast about Philando Castile, who was fatally shot by a police officer during a traffic stop in 2016. John's following the trial in Minneapolis against the officer accused of killing George Floyd last May. John, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Still to come, should it be legal to prosecute a person for crimes against nature? We'll explore some of the answers to that question ahead. I'm Jen White. This is 1A from WAMU and NPR.